Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. And tonight we got some wrestling news. We are loaded on a Wednesday. How's everybody doing tonight on a freaking Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get this wrestling news out of the way here tonight on a Wednesday. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here tonight on a Wednesday. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. So McMahon, obviously, I believe Sean Rossap last night made some calls. He didn't name any people he called win WWE, but they were anonymous. And he said none of them welcome Vince McMahon back. None of them want him back. They feel the company has gotten better. The locker room atmosphere has gotten better since he left. Yeah, even like the stock market, they said it was going up ever since he left. And now actually yesterday when the news was announced that he was trying to come back, the stock market actually fell. The wrestlers seem to be more comfortable. USA Network seems to be more happy with the ratings, although the last two shows haven't been very good, rating-wise at least. But yeah, man, a lot of people are saying it's going to be very complicated for Vince McMahon to come back. Two more allegations have occurred. Supposedly, the woman who was a referee back in 1985 saying that she got raped by Vince McMahon in a limousine, and then a spa massage, a massager in 2011 saying she also was sexually assaulted by Vince McMahon. These cases apparently were not part of the money settlement where he paid the $19 million worth of hush money to these other women. These allegations are, I think, a little bit more serious because I think those other allegations, they agree to have sex, and then he paid them to not say anything because it's not, a lot of companies, it's not legal to for the bosses to have sex with their employees. But these two, they're actually they're saying he forced them to have sex allegations. So these are actually the most two serious ones, and they actually come out the same day as Vince McMahon tells sources he intends to make a comeback to WWE because he feels he was bad advised by the people who told him to step away. But a lot of people don't want this to happen, man. Fans are not happy about it. According to Sean Ross, that people he spoke to in WWE yesterday, they don't want this to happen. Yesterday I think I said about the board of directors that there's 11 of them. They would probably have to get at least 7 of them to say yes. They're saying that because he is the minority owner, he can maybe find a way to get a new board of director. I don't know how that would work, but that's the thing too, that they're saying that because he is the minority owner, that might help him get back in. I don't know how this would work. Who knows? But they said if he does find out, figure out a way to come back into the company, that means they're probably not going to sell the company anytime soon because what he wants is the power, right? Right now, he's still the minority owner, but he's not set up for that. He wants to be in charge. So no way he's going to sell the company because if he sells the company in the future, he wouldn't be in charge. So that's what people are saying, that if he intends to come back, then there's probably no plans of the company being sold anytime soon. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Like I said, he still has those other allegations with the referee in 1985. He supposedly raped her in a limousine, and then 2011, a massage therapist. So we'll see, man. But right now, it looks like nobody wants him back, whether it's fans or people in the WWE, and it's a complicated situation still. Most people you talk to or you hear online, people like Brian Alvarez, Sean Ross, people that have connections, they said that it would be very complicated for him to come back. They don't see it happening, but we'll see what happens. And Roxana Perez last night on NXT won the Women's Champion. I believe Mandy Rose had been champion for over 400 days. And she lost it last night. Roxana Perez is the new champion. Now what's going to happen with Mandy Rose? She's going to go to the main roster. Well, you would think so. What's left for her to do, right? You would think she's going to go back maybe to SmackDown they could use some women's help. So maybe she goes to SmackDown, especially with reportedly Sasha Banks is not coming back to WWE. She would maybe be kind of like the Sasha Banks replacement if she does go to SmackDown. We'll see what happens. Reportedly today, some of her nudes came out as well in a swimming pool. She's swimming topless. Maybe that's why they stripped her, because maybe they're gonna. I don't think they do that. I think they just tell them it's their personal life. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, I don't think nothing happens actually if your nudes get leaked. Anyways, Monday Night Raw did terrible. It tied its worst ratings in history, 1.4 million. This is the worst it's ever done. Back in 2021, July 5th, the 4th of July weekend, it also did 1.4 million. It's terrible. Monday Night Football is also not very good. So that you can't even blame Monday Night Football. I don't know what's going on with this show, man. People are complaining about it. It seems like it started off good, and then around like this, and that's usually when low key, like it's around like the 90-minute mark, the 1 hour 30-minute mark, where you mentally start tuning out. It's just too long, man. Like what happens with SmackDown and Dynamite is that when you're like, it's about the 1:30 mark, you're like, I'm getting tired of this shit. The show's about to be over, right? You're probably a match away from the main event. The main event probably going to start between maybe, at 1:40, 1:45, an hour and 45 minutes into the show. The main event's going to get the last 20 to 15 minutes of the show. So you tune in. What happens with Raw, I feel, is that you look at the clock, it's like, it's freaking, we're 90 minutes into this shit, we're halfway through, and people just fucking switch the channel. It happened to me when I was watching it on DVR, and I still like I wanted to stop watching around that time. I think it was when Elias came out with the guitar, and he ended up having a match with Solo Sikoa. I was like, ugh, I'm getting a little bit tired of this shit. And I looked at the time, it's like, we're only halfway through this shit. Jesus Christ. We're back on Dynamite, you're like, oh, I'm getting a little bit tired of this, but it's about to be main event time, like in the next 10, 15 minutes. I might as well just stick and watch it. 3 hours is just way too much, and it is so hard. And then they're saying they kind of picked up at the end there for the main event between Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. But yeah, I mean, it is not doing good. It was also their lowest, the 18 to 50 category, male category. That's what they focus on. Man through 18 to 50. That was also the lowest of all time. It is just not looking good right now. 1.4 rating, tied for the worst of all time for Monday Night Raw, man. Last week they had their worst third hour in history, and this week they tied for the worst overall rating in history, man. Jesus Christ, man. There's reports that Triple H is not happy with the new talent he brought in, that they haven't performed the way he expected them to. A lot of this Vince McMahon can use as an excuse to try to come back and like, look, we just tied for the worst show ever. Things are not going good. I need to come back and fix this. He can somehow try to use this as an advantage to try to help him come back. But yeah, man, it is not looking good for the WWE, man. They're saying Sanity could come back. You've seen the last few shows. Nikki Cross is kind of stalking Candice backstage. And they're obviously Eric Young, his TNA contract expired. They're saying he could come in. He's probably going to go to WWE. So they're saying Sanity could come back. That's been a big Triple H thing. The factions, the Bloodline, the Original Club, the Judgment Day, Imperium, the Brawling Brutes, Hit Row, Legado del Fantasma. So it really makes sense now that with Eric Young coming back, Nikki Cross being back to like a heel, it would make sense for them to try to put Sanity back together. We'll see, man, but Jesus Christ, man. We'll see. This company all of a sudden is once again in the shithole, I think, or at least in chaos. Or I think AEW has dominated for the last 3 years, and I think WWE had about a 3-month period there from like July to like maybe September, October, we're kind of like the hot company. But now I feel like late in the year here, November, December, they're cooling down. Raw's doing terrible. Now with Vince McMahon wanting to come back, that might make things even more worse. So yeah, I think WWE they cooled off after having that little 3-month hot streak when Triple H first took over. They have cooled up dramatically. NXT's back to down. Although the NXT not doing that good with the numbers either. They can't get to 1 million views on Dynamite. So, but I do believe NXT's Dynamite, AEW Dynamite has been the better show lately. I think WWE has cooled off a little bit the last 2 months. We'll see, man. But yeah, let me see here. Let me see if I cover everything. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out like a light. I thank you.